What's up, everyone? What's up? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone has a good start to their week. Hope everyone had a good start to their week. So, before we get started, right? Before we get started with some videos to react to, I want to talk about something. I recently got this comment that I wanted to talk about, right? This comment on one of my videos. A video from my second channel, right? Devil's Avocado, right? It's a I created that channel because I was creating too much content, and YouTube tells me not to put so much so soon on one channel. So since I was creating so much, I decided to make another channel, right? So on that channel, I got this comment. Okay? Hope you can see it. So what does it say? You're sitting in a room full of comic books and toys that looks like it belongs to a 13-year-old. What do you know about relationships? I get comments like this a lot, okay? Comments that question my masculinity, questions that comment my what type of man I am. Like a lot of questions that, it's questioning me, which is fine. It's part of the internet, right? It's part of social media. It just comes with the game. But why do I want to talk about this? Because I figured, why not? I figured, why not? Why not talk a bit about myself? Because I've always said this. I believe the people who are in the chat, the people that follow me, the people that like my video. I want to give you chances to really understand me a bit, right? Get to know me a little bit. One, I want to say this. Belongs to 13-year-olds. These comics, okay? Probably the whole set, okay, ranges about 10 grand. I don't know any 13-year-old that's able to afford that. Some of these toys, couple hundred. So really, you know, it's like to make it seem like, oh, you got to be a man, you got to have like cars, bunch of cars in the back. Cars is a depreciating value, right? Me having a whole bunch of cars is a depreciating value. I just need one car so I can get to work. That is it. What I like to do, right, is buy shit that I like, plus they appreciate in value. Second, I'd rather put my money into stocks and investments. I'm a big stock head. So I like when my money appreciates with value. I don't need to show off like some men that, buys a whole lot of shit, buys a whole lot of cars or whatever. So that's one thing. I also want to say this: I get, like I said, I get a lot of comments that questions my masculinity, questions how much of a man I am, and shit like that. And this is what I want to. This is why, and people always call, like, it's funny because some people call me red pill, but then some people call me you don't fit, like you don't look like someone who's in red pill. That's the shit where I don't give a shit, right? That's the thing where I don't give a shit. I don't necessarily call myself red pill. I've said this plenty of times. I'm an average man with an opinion. That is it. Now, I support good men. I don't support all men. There are plenty of shitty men out there. Plenty. I don't support all men. I support men that are good, that are morally sound, that actually are good men, that cares about others, that, hold himself as well as others to accountability, who are not delusional, who are logical, who are just good men. Men that, are not narrow-minded, men that are open-minded, men that are not you know, actually women haters. I don't promote that shit. I don't support that shit. So this is why I never think that I will get to fresh and fit level, because I'm not like them. I'm not like them. I'm definitely not looking like alpha male kind of shit. Okay. I'm not really flexing money. I'm not here to advise. I'm not here to advise anybody. Okay. Know about relationships. I'm not advising you, right? I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to be a better man. I'm not telling you how to get women because I'm nobody, right? What I do say is that I promote men, good men, to be on their journey to be the best version of themselves. And however that may look for you, that's how it looks for you. Best version of yourself to me is just being happy and content with your life. So if it means you getting six figures, awesome. If it means you exercising and getting in shape, great. If it means you being smarter, wiser, amazing. Doesn't mean that you have to, right? Doesn't mean that you have to be the best man, top tier man of all men, like big, strong alpha men, where you guide and leader of many men. No, I'm not the type to be leading any men. I'm not leading men. I support men. Um, and here's the thing, right? What do you know about relationships? I've said this before. I have a baby mom, right? I have a baby mom. I've had a woman that I've dated. I've dated plenty of women. Now, not saying I dated a lot, right? I'm again. That's why people who call me ugly or like a two but my dating history shows me otherwise. Where I have attracted a few women in my life. I've had a few long-term relationships in my life. So whatever you think is what you think. But what do I know about relationships? I've been in relationships. I've been in love. I've struggled with, I've dated majority, mainly black women. So I know the strong, independent black women mindset. I've I, baby mom issue where doesn't allow me to see my kids. Uh, Fight me on how to raise my kids. Only wanted me around. Okay, when she needed money. So I have history. I have experience. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do in relationships, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do in relationships. Just giving my opinion. Sharing my opinion with like-minded men, men that may agree or men that see my logic. So again, people question my sexual orientation because, what I look like or whatever, or I'm a geek, I must not get no woman, shit like that. You may think what you want. I rather break the notion that what is a man? Seriously, how you look doesn't really represent you as a man, in my opinion. Not in totality. Okay, how how tough you are, right? How many men you beat up does not really, a indicator of how much of a man you are, right? How masculine, how alpha you are, how testosterone, jacked up you are, okay? How muscular you are does not necessarily or really prove how manly you are. In my opinion, the trueness of a man, okay, and that this is my own opinion, is a man that's in control, right? In control of his life, and a man that uh, fights or battles adversities. Okay, a man that provides and protects, particularly protects. A man that stands on his principles. A man that stands on his moralities. A man with self-respect. A man with a backbone. Um, a man with boundaries. A man. What I deem as a man is who you are inside and how you represent yourself. That's what I deem as a man. Okay? These little things, right? If I collect comic books, I have toys, so fucking what? Right? That doesn't make me less of a man or more of a man. So, that I hate this whole preconceived connotation of what a man is. Because again, a man that collects comic books doesn't mean that he provides or protects less for the women or the people that he cares about. Okay? I have provided and protect all the women I have ever dated. None of the women I've ever dated needed to pay shit for me. I've never had a woman, okay? Buy shit for me, provide for me. I never needed money from any women I've dated. Never. I've never begged a woman for money. So I've always stand on my own 2 feet. I'm the one who provides. I'm the one who cares and protects. I never needed women to, protect me. Um, this is what I'm saying is where we need to understand, you may not be the stereotypical man, which you could if you want to, right? You want you want fancy cars, you want to be muscular Jack, awesome, right? I don't believe you're more of a man or even less of a man, okay? Because that's not what makes you a man, in my opinion, or a true man. Plus, a good man. Again, it's who you are inside and how you represent yourself to the world is what I believe how it indicates you are a man. So I wanted to talk about this because I get comments like this every so often, you know, um, because one of the things where I hate this too, where we are making, red pill or men's content as like, oh, you hate women. No, I've said this countless times before. I don't make my content because I hate women. No, I make my content because I hold people accountable for their words and actions. And here's the thing, particularly women are hold less accountable comparative to men. Now, I've definitely plenty of times speak about men. So, that don't mean that, oh, you only focus on women. It's like, again, I think women are more delusional, more of a hypocrite than men, but I also believe that we have so much content that shows you the ugliness, the ugly side of men, that to be honest, me contributing to it is like, so what? I know that there are plenty of terrible men out there. I don't disagree to it. I don't like you know, combat it because I know there's true. Here's my thing where one thing I just want to touch upon is that, yo, Alvi, what's up, my brother? Why I create my content, right? Why do I create my content? Is that I want to show you it's not about being a man or a woman that makes you a terrible person, that makes you delusional or not, because it's not the gender. It's not the gender that makes you a bad person or whatever. My brother, what's up, Alvi? It's just who you are. So why I more react to women is because we don't have enough. We don't have enough content that holds women accountable for their words and actions. We have plenty of content, plenty of media that shows you that we hold men accountable to their words and actions. So, that's my thing, right? I don't know what else. What else would I want to say? Again, I want to say that being a geek, right? Being a geek does not make you less of a man. I really want to show that. Being a geek does not mean that, oh, you don't understand men's issue, okay? Because I'm a geek, I must be an old virgin. I must never had touched a woman in my life. That is stupid. That is stupid. Now, I'm not saying I'm Casanova, right? I'm not saying I'm a Casanova. I'm not saying I'm a player or a bad boy where I have hundreds, a body count of 100. No, I think I have a body count of what, 10? Nothing special, right? Nothing special. That's why I've always considered myself average. Nothing special, but I don't consider myself a 2, right? I don't consider myself like below average. I consider myself average. So I just want to touch that because I hate that we constantly, oh, what is a man? Okay, being a geek isn't a man. Having hobbies that, like this isn't a man. That's fucking stupid. Okay? Oh, you're a geek, so you must not never been with a woman. That is stupid. That is utterly stupid. All right? So I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit and just share my opinion on it because, every so often I get comments like this and I just, wanted to say stuff like that. So, what do you guys think? Love you, bro, but I got a fire topic tonight. My algorithm is saying, dude, RDL if we clap too much. Yeah, you know what? That is interesting. That is interesting. Oh man, I seen that. Oh God, this is what. Let me see. Let me try it because I had this. I had this video. I think it's funny too. We may touch on that topic then. Because I wanted Alvi. I've been wanting to. I had it on the docket. Maybe not tonight, but I had plans to talk about it. I had plans to talk about it. It was on my plans list to talk about that. Let me see if I can find the video. Let me see. I'm trying to find that video. Okay, I'm trying to find a video that talked about what Alvi is talking about. I'm trying to find that video. Please give me a few seconds, few minutes. Damn it! I'm trying to find that particular video. So oh tag me, huh? What is that video? Is it on TikTok, Alvi? If it's on TikTok, maybe you could tag me on my TikTok. I just plugged it somewhere. Where did you plug it? On red? A 2-month-old post. Hmm. I'm trying to think what. Okay. Anton was talking about it. 2 months old? Let me see. Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to find this video. Was he talking about it? He was talking about today in a recent video. Uh, Let me see. I gotta. Yeah, it's hard to tell which one is which. You know, I don't know. I'll look for it. I'll look for it. I'll look for it, and I'll probably do it on another live. I'll make sure to talk about that because, well, I talked about it in another video a while back with another a woman that said stuff like that. But I'll probably try to find another video that talked about it. But regardless, let's check out some videos that I have on the docket today. Right? Let's check out some videos I have on the docket today. I have a police cam video that I thought was interesting, so I wanted to check out. Yeah. All right. So I have a police cam video I wanted to check out. And we'll talk about Alvy. We'll talk about that, and probably I'll look for some videos for that, and we'll talk about that in another live because I wasn't planning on that topic because my bad. Junior wisdom, huh? Let's see. Because I didn't see Anton talk about it. Okay.
Until someone.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it a little bit. Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. All right, this is from Jr. Wisdom. Okay, I've seen him from time to time. I don't watch a lot of his content, or I don't watch many, but I've seen him from time to time. But this might be an interesting topic. All right, so Alvy wanted to check it out. So let me give my thoughts on it. All right, so let's Yeah, let's check it out.
Proves me wrong, I will die on this hill. Way more men are gay than you think. Especially the ones that are hyperactive and like sleep around a lot. They're gay. Don't care. You're never satisfied. You go from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman and it never stops. Like I said, I don't care what you say, I'm gonna die on this hill. And mom,
You know, this is why I've said this a while back. I think women are funny. It's like women want to use gay as an insult towards men. It's like, we get it. We get it. You hate gay men. We get it. Being a gay man in your eyes is terrible. So you want to use that as an insult. But it's like, this is why women have stupid takes like this is so idiotic. You just show how stupid you are. Do women not understand the meanings of words? Seems like they don't. I mean, like, women, like we have nowadays, women don't even understand the word of women. Women don't even know what a woman is. So I'm not surprised. I saw that and I was like, the fuck? Yes! This is the thing. Women don't even know what a woman is. So I'm not surprised women don't even know what gay is. I don't get, like, I'm old, right? I'm an old man. So in my years of life, I've never heard, okay, a man that sleeps with women as being gay. Literally, that is being a straight man. That is being a straight man. Are you kidding me? This is the problem. This is the problem we're having, where women do not care, do not want to understand men. Women do not care, nor do they want to understand men. You do not understand men's biologies, men's needs, men's desires. Men are hypersexual. Men are hypersexual. It is within our genetics to want to mate, to want to spread our seeds. It is only that some men are very disciplined, or some men that, you know, they're on the bottom of the totem pole, so they can't get the chance to spread their seed. So some men just are not out there just having a whole lot of sex. But guess what? Men like that woman talked about, well, if you are going for top tier men, the players, the bad boys, the pookies, the men that are highly attractive, right? Women love these men. Women are attracted to these men. Guess what? Just like the lions, just like in the animal kingdom, if these men can attract women, he's going to take advantage of it. He's going to take advantage of it. I mean, this is a thing where, why do you think a lot of marriages for the men's side fail? Because women's sexual drive drops off a cliff. A lot of men's gripes when it comes to marriage is a lack of intimacy, a lack of sex. So really, this is the thing where women can't understand. This is why it's like men have a sex drive, a high sex drive. I find this is the insanity a lot of times when it comes to women not even caring about understanding men. Okay, I'm not saying that, oh, men should automatically have sex with a lot of women. No, but again, it is part of being a man. High level sex drive. It is part of the testosterone. I find this is the thing where I find women really funny sometimes, where they understand women's time of the month, right? Because that's high level of emotions. How, oh, she could be angry, sad, mad, whatever, because of high level of hormones. And yet she can't see the thing where men have high levels of testosterone, high level of hormones. It affects a man's brains as well, just like women. But no, I can't understand that. Women can't seem to grasp men are human too. Men have high levels of certain kind of emotional, feelings.
Mama always told me,
My mama always told me if a man is back to back to back with different women, he's gay. He's going to.
Your most likely, your single mother told you this. Yeah, great advice.
Like men at the end of the day. My mama always told me this because some of my homeboys, they be in the triple digits. How though did you find that many girls to lay down with? So my mama literally told me, she was like, yeah, your homeboys that are in the triple digits, that are like going up in the roster with girls, they're gonna be taking. I be trying to tell my homeboys, you gotta slow down, because my mom basically said, like, it's like drugs. Like, if you like keep doing weed too much, or if you keep doing a drug too much, your body kind of doesn't want that anymore. You want something higher. Like, you want to experience something more. So once you get tired of the girls, you want to go to the men. I literally be like, yes, yep. Therefore, if your homeboy or your man is back to back to back, different girls, just he likes men.
This is a thing where I think this conversation is popping up because women want to shame men. Women want to manipulate men. Women want to control men. Oh, men need to stop having sex with so many women. But guess what type of men women are talking about? The men that they want. This is something that we all have to recognize. Women are only talking about one, either the men that they want, right, or the men that they hate. They're not really talking about just men. It's because it's like it has to be someone that they are thinking about, and usually the men that they hate are usually the same men that they like. Right? That's the insanity of a lot of women. But yeah, I don't get it. I clap too much. I'm a rainbow. If I'm dressed to impress, I'm a rainbow. And my favorite, if I'm not buying stuff, again, yes, exactly. It is a shaming tactic. It is a way for women to control men, because women know, right? Women know that men don't want to be perceived as gay. Okay. So what do they do? Instead of saying men are whores, because so what? Men don't feel ashamed for having a lot of sexual partners. So calling a man a whore doesn't mean nothing. But women do know that questioning a man's sexuality, right? That is a way to to go around and try to attack men, where men actually feel, some kind of feeling towards. And that also shows you how never be vulnerable to a woman. Because if given the chance, women will find a way to attack you. Women will find a way to target your vulnerabilities. Women will. It's shit like that literally shows you it. Shows you how women will take the opportunity to attack you, to find your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses, and attack you. Again, this is the insanity. You want to control men's bodies. Funny. It's actually funny. And yet, if men dare control your body, oh, God forbid. It's like, this is the thing where if men are saying that, oh, if women dress like whores, they're a whore. Oh my God, that's terrible, right? Don't you, how dare you tell how women dress? Yet, if a man have sex with a lot of women, he's gay. It's okay to tell men how many sexual partners he should have, or if he should be having multiple sexual partners. Oh, it's okay to try to control men, but God forbid we try to control women. This is the thing. Oh, it's okay to put boundaries on men. God forbid we put boundaries on women. This is the thing where I've said this before. Women do not want equality. Women want power. Women do not want equality. Women want power. And it shows you shit like this plenty of times. Aren't women the ones to promote sexual freedom? Right? I mean, in this day and age, right? In this day and age, after feminism, women were the face of sexual freedom. But now, right, we have shit like this content like this where women are, one, insulting men with their sexuality. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Aren't women supporters of like different sexualities? But no, they use that as an insult. And then two, they are shaming men. They're shaming men for having a lot of sexual partners. Does that not sound weird? Does that not sound weird? Shaming men for having a lot of sexual partners. And yet, if men do it, if men shame women, oh, God forbid, right? Is that not terrible that men shame women for sexual partners? Who's more hurt by body count, men or women, right? Who's saying, oh, body count don't matter. Body count don't matter. It's not men, right? It is women that say body count don't matter. And yet, here's this. Look at that. Women are shaming men on body count. And this is the funny shit, right? This is the funny shit. Most men don't have triple digit body counts. Most men, the majority of men don't have triple digit body counts. But guess what? Guess what? He didn't get that because he was fucking men, right? Men didn't get triple digit body counts because he was gay. No, he got it from women. The women that don't give a shit about body count. The women that don't give a shit about how they dress. The women that promote sexual freedom. The women that are willing to be baby mamas to the Pookies, the Ray Rays, the Chads and the Tyrones, right? The women that, you know what, aren't being shamed, right, for having sex out of wedlock. So really, you're now mad that you gave your body to these men. But now you want to shame these men. It's fucking, you want a man with low body count? You want a man with a low body count? There are plenty of men that do. I don't see women clamoring to be with these men, right? This is the insanity, right? I'm a creator that I said this before. High body count is not good for both men and women. Okay? It is not good. It doesn't help you pair bond. So having a high body count is not good for both men and women. But guess what? Guess what? The difference is men do not desire women with high body counts. Men don't. Men aren't desiring the women with the BB. Men will have sex with them, okay? But men won't commit to these women. Men don't want to commit to these women. So that's the difference. While women want to commit to the men that have high body counts. Now, I'm going to say this. Women don't like out and out desire men with high body counts, right? If a man tells a woman that, oh, I've had sex with 3,000 women, that's disgusting to her. But I can tell you this. If a man is like, oh, my bank account is $1 million. I'm charming. I'm like over 6 foot. I have abs. I'm funny. I'm good looking. Women would desire that. But hey, look at this. This is something that no woman talks about. That man, right? The man that I just described most definitely has a high body count. The athletes, the Pookies, the entertainers, the rappers. Guess what? Those men have a high body count. Chris Brown has a high body count. Women aren't saying no to Chris Brown. Women aren't saying no to these like football athletes, basketball athletes. Women aren't saying no to top tier men, to highly desirable men. Women aren't saying no to like, six packs men, right? Women aren't saying no to like 6'6" men. Women aren't saying no to the 6-figure, 7-figure men. So yes, subconsciously, women are dating, women are desiring men with high body counts. Now, yes, if you're going to tell her to her face that you have sex with 1,000 women, it is a turnoff, but let's not be stupid. Let's not be stupid. Women are attracted to men with high body counts or men that he can get women. It's just a running theory of mine. But if you're over I don't know, over 100, you might get. This is for me. This is a thing where it's a theory of mine as well. Where if you are a man that has in the triple digits, I can't imagine any woman that will be able to satisfy you for a long period of time. I really can't. I can't imagine any man or anybody. If you've been with over 100 women, how can any woman in this world satisfy you? Particularly for a long term period, right? Because if you have a high body count, you have changed your brain into wanting variety. You will get bored very quickly. So, I mean, do what you want. I'm not going to shame nobody for, wanting to have a lot of partners. That's up to you. I just don't think that it's mentally healthy for you. But hey, if you are a man that don't want, if you are Leonardo DiCaprio, right? All you want is just have sex with a bunch of 25-year-olds. Who's all consenting adults. So do what you want. I just say if you want a long-term relationship, shit like that's not healthy. But do what you want. I just think it's funny that just like how I criticize the Democrats, left, and shit like that, it is funny that women are the ones who support, the alphabet people. Women are the ones who don't give a shit about, or like they don't want to talk about body count. They think body count doesn't matter. Women are the ones who, are crazy about sexual freedom. And yet, if a man exemplifies that, they shame it. That is funny. That is funny. All right, I saw a TikTok of this, all right? And I thought I wanted to check out the whole video, okay? I want to check out the whole video. Because this is the thing where I've said this before, where I support good men. I support good men. I don't support all men. Okay? Why do I say I support good men? Because it's not because you're a man I support you. Right? It's not because you're automatic. Oh, if you're a man, I support you. No. Right? I don't give a shit because you're a man. No. Being a good man, being a man that stands on his moralities, his principles, his boundaries, a man with self-respect, a man with a backbone, a man that cares for others, a man that's, just a man of principle. That I support. That is a true man. But I'm not stupid. I'm not delusional in realizing there are plenty of shitty men out there. Plenty. That's why it's really ridiculous to say, oh, I just blindly support men or I blindly support women. No, I know there's plenty of good women. This is why I don't say I hate women, right? My content is not geared to hate women. It's holding women accountable. That's different than hating women, because my sisters are smart as shit and my sisters are amazing people. But again, people, right? I just say I support good men because honestly, nobody cares about men regardless, right? Nobody cares about men regardless. So that is why I gear more towards I support good men, not just good people. I mean, I support good people, but I gear my language towards I support good men. But on the flip side, is like, I want to show you, be good men, be better men, right? Be men that you are proud of, right? That is the epitome, right? In my honest opinion, the epitome of being a man. Be a man that you are proud of. So this right here, if I was this kind of man, I wouldn't be proud of being this man. So I wanted to show this because it was an interesting, police cam video. So I thought it was interesting. So let's check it out.
Here had no idea what he had done wrong after he asked multiple women for a threesome at Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I got it. What's up, man? Can you come talk to me over there real quick, just so we're not around all the way till like.
Okay, shoot. Can you check the cameras too?
Yeah, we'll figure everything
I'll
out.
file a complaint against him. Get your shoes. Get out.
All right, just grab your shoes. We'll go over here real quick.
Sure, absolutely. I tried to have him get out by himself. Cops, that's not me.
Okay. All right, cool. We'll head right over by the front desk. I appreciate it. I'll come talk to you in a second.
Everybody give him a round of applause.
What exactly is he?
So I had a female.
I got you. Give me 1 second. What's that?
I had a female file a complaint against me because I asked him for a throughway.
Okay. With
And then
like,
file a complaint against the front desk.
like sexual?
I just asked him if they wanted to have a throughway. That's all I said.
Like sexual or like?
That's all I said. What does it matter?
I'm just trying to figure out where you're coming from or what she thought.
That's all I said. That's
Okay.
not really
Okay.
important.
Okay.
And they said no, and I walked away.
Okay.
And that's everything's on camera in here. And then I was over in the other room, and I was hitting on the girl in the hip abduction machine, and she also filed a complaint against me. Then he tried to remove me physically.
Okay. And then.
How can you be proud, right? Be a man that you could be proud of. Where you just going up to random women and saying, "Do you want a threesome?" Trash ass dude, the fuck. This is exactly. How can you be proud of yourself? See this right here, is the difference, right? When we have women that said, "Oh, if men are just constantly having sex with a bunch of women, he is gay." No. Men that have sex with women that want to have sex with him, right? Consensual sex. Gay is nowhere near that, right? He is. This is a thing where a lot of women seem to not understand. A man that's able to get sex from a lot of women, he has to have some reason why. There's a reason why he's able to get these women. It's consensual, okay? But men like this, who honestly, I'll be surprised. But I mean, I wouldn't be 100% surprised, but a man like this is just going up to random women and saying, "Do you want to have sex? Do you want a threesome?" I doubt he's that desired by women. Because he doesn't have the charm, the personality for that. So really, this type of man, don't give a shit if he's gay. Right? I don't give a shit if he's gay or not. This type of man is a low tier man. That's the thing. A man that, you know what, he can't get women probably naturally. So I know some men do this. How these men can get women is just being mean, being blunt, being a jerk. Some women will be attracted to jerks, which is kind of crazy to me, but some women do.
Push anybody, anything like that? You assault anybody?
I pushed him back after he pushed me.
Okay.
But you can check. Everything's on film.
Yeah, I got you. What's you got your ID on you?
No.
Yeah. What's your first name?
County 3914
Yeah, we're investigating.
Okay, sure.
3914
Just check the cameras and-
2446.
There's an investigation. I can't do that right now. I'm gonna do that afterwards.
Are you gonna ask his name?
Yeah, for sure. I got to get everybody's name. This is how we do it.
2446.
What's your first name?
John.
What's your last name, John?
Thank you so much.
Anytime, man.
You made my night.
So tell me what. So can you tell me what happened?
So
I know you may have told the other officer.
my
but-
coworker is off shift today. She shouldn't even be here. She's just
Okay.
working out. She had some ladies that seen her and know she worked here.
Okay.
Came up. They made a complaint about the fellow. Said that he was asking.
Can you see this? Here are men that are holding other men accountable. You see that? Here are men that are coming to protect or the defense of women. This is the thing where, yes, I get it. There are plenty of terrible men. But to label men as terrible is you are negating that there are good men. So being a man, just being a man does not make you terrible. That's not it. It's who you are inside. Who you are inside. That's the thing. So when women say, "Oh, not all men, but you know what? It's always men. You literally are shitting on good men. It's like that's the thing.
Inappropriate questions, asking if they wanted a threesome. Then spotted again, talking to another girl in the corner. The girl's asking him to get away too.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to do nothing. I asked the girl, hey, do you want me to talk to you? Because he said that he walked past and called her
Okay.
because she didn't want to do what he asked. So I was gonna go over there. I was gonna ask him what's going on, if he's okay, blah blah. Some people come in there and they're on drugs. Asked him if he was okay. As soon as I walked up to him, he said, "Get the out of my face." I didn't even ask him nothing yet. So I said, well, if you don't want to talk, you can leave the gym.
Right.
I said, but I'm not gonna have other customers, multiple customers, being uncomfortable for one guy.
Okay. Where's your coworker who he said that to? Okay. Did you feel?
And that's I also want to put. I saw a comment, okay, that they said, "Oh, this is the type of man that like watch Red Pill or the Alpha Man." No, you know, no. In my honest opinion, okay, nobody is promoting men to just be disrespectful towards women. Nobody's promoting men to view women as sexual objects and just be crass and disrespectful or be disgusting towards women. I don't see it. Okay, I don't see that. It's like that's the thing where I don't see shit like that where, oh, men's content is promoting other men to be jerks, to be disgusting to women, because shit like that is disgusting in my opinion. Just going up to random women and saying, "Do you want to have sex?" is like absolutely crass and disgusting. I don't see that, right? I don't see that shit. Okay? I believe men's content, we show you how women are. And what we talk about is, you know what? To understand how women are and on the thing, be the best version of yourself. Okay? Yo, Wonder, what's up, my brother? What's up?
Feel sexually harassed when he asked you that question?
To the girls.
To the girls?
They felt like they were sexually harassed, yes.
Okay, where are the girls?
They left already.
Oh, they already left? Okay.
Even after harassing 3 women and being publicly humiliated for it, the male continued claiming innocence and refused to leave the gym.
Can't you just watch the cameras, diffuse the situation at the moment, and then take down whoever's information you need?
At this point, you were refusing to leave. That's what security or whoever that guy is, the worker here.
How
You're
can they just
refusing
tell me to leave, though?
So
I have a
I
membership
need your
here.
address. I need your name. You don't have your license on you. So
How
I
is
need
that?
something.
I have a membership here. Why would I have to be? Why would I have to listen to somebody?
And again, nobody in male's content says, "Oh, you need to go harass women. You need to, don't take no for no." I don't see that, right? I mean, if you guys see male content creators saying, "Oh, go harass women, go pressure women, go say women that, oh, I want to have sex with you." Like, if you see shit like that, call those men out. Call them out. Okay? If you see male content creators say that, you know what, pressure women, no does not mean no. Call that shit out. Call that shit out, because honestly, yes, no, I haven't seen Andrew. I don't even see Andrew Tate said that shit. Okay? So really, it's like, I've never seen it. But if you have seen that, call those men out. Because no, I don't believe any man is actually promoting that shit. I don't. Especially in this space, right? I don't believe men like that are promoting that. But if they are, call that shit out.
Tell me to leave.
I'm assuming you're going to be trespassed at this point. You're not going to be allowed back. So
Okay, so I'll just leave now.
No, you're not allowed to leave right now. What's your address?
I don't
Work with
remember.
it. How do you not remember your address?
Because this is too much.
It's not too much.
This is too much.
How?
Is there an assault charge?
There could be.
There isn't though. So what am I?
I haven't
What am I
reviewed-
being detained for?
I want to say this, okay? Men don't promote criminality, okay? I will say this, that I believe those women should have. I'm a big supporter. If you feel harassed, right? If you feel harassed, report it. Don't back down. I am a big supporter of if women feel harassed, don't back down. Report it. That's it. Don't back down. Report that shit. Record that shit. Right? This is a thing where we need to say we need to stop promoting or being fine with women calling men her abusers, harassers, or whatever, and then women walking away. What? Or women saying, "Oh, men did this to me, but it was 10 years ago." No. Stop with that shit. I get it. The justice system is not good, right? It is flawed. But do not back down. If a man is harassing you, report that. Record that. Okay? Record it and report it. Do not back down. Stand by your convictions. I'm a big supporter of if a man is doing bad shit, report it. Record it and report it. Don't back down.
You're not leaving. If you walk out of here, you're gonna get arrested. I'm telling you right now for obstruction. For obstruction. So give this off. Give this off to your name.
So how can I be arrested for obstruction?
There can be. You're investigative detention. You're not leaving.
Camera on.
Go ahead. We have cameras on. So you have two options here. You give this gentleman your name.
Huh?
You have two options. You either give him your name, we document everything, or you don't give your name, and we arrest you, and we still get inside.
And we what?
And we arrest you for obstruction. So you have two options.
How can you obstruct me if there's no charge?
We haven't investigated further yet. There could be a charge.
Okay, so find out if there's a charge.
I need your information.
No, either find out if there's a charge.
Sir, you're gonna get if you don't give it, I'm telling you, you're gonna get locked
Believe
up for
me, I
obstruction.
don't care if I spend the night. So you can either find out if there's a charge, or that I'm leaving. So you pick one. Or
You're not
you
leaving.
detain me for no reason.
You're being detained.
Thank you, Lewis. Thank you.
This is what you are being. You're being detained.
You already gave me your name and date of birth. Why can't you just give me your address?
Because it's not necessary. Can't you just find out if there's a charge first?
No, this is not how this works.
I'm pretty sure that is how it works.
No.
How can there be obstruction if there's no charge? When you have to, you need a charge to obstruct.
I'm giving you a lawful order to say and give your name.
Answer what I said. Respond to what I said.
You're not listening. You keep cutting me off.
I'm listening.
Can I speak now?
Go for it. Say something relevant.
So, there's altercation here. Okay?
Correct.
A possible assault.
Is there any?
You keep asking questions. Hold on. Can you let me go on? You keep cutting me off. A possible assault.
So watch the cameras.
So we are
He was the
doing
one who
investigative detention. We have to identify both parties because if there was an assault, there could be charges pending. I can't charge someone if I don't know who they are or where they live.
Okay, so I'll drop my charges then.
No, that's not your. No, that's not how that goes.
Yes, it is how it works.
No, you are clearly misinformed.
The way he's mansplaining the law to an experienced
Fuck, and like, why the fuck did you do that? Why the fuck did the narrator do that? Mansplaining? It is another way for you to try to insult men. He's just a jerk. Not mansplaining shit. He's an ass. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is the shit I'm talking about, right? This is the shit I'm talking about. Why don't you hold men accountable? The world hold men accountable, right? The whole fucking world holds men accountable. This is why my content is mostly talking about women. Do I need to talk about men? Right? Do I need to talk about men because the world holds men accountable? A shitty man is talking. Shitty man is talking, and you need to put man-splaining. Just so you can insult men. Just it's like, seriously. And I'm just fucking tired of that shit. I'm really tired of that thing. He is a jerk. He is an ass. But now to put mansplaining on it. It's like, what the fuck why do you need to do that? I really find that insulting. I really do. Because it's like, you need to make it seem, because he's a man, he's saying something. Right? He's explaining something. So, I'm gonna put mansplain. But hey, if a woman explains something, it's not women's splaining. It's fucking shit.
female officer. You can bet he graduated from the Hustlers University.
No, I think you just don't understand how things work.
I do. I've been doing this long enough. I do understand.
No.
Yeah. So, like I said, you either comply, give me your name, birthday, address, the whole nine, so we can find your ID and we can positively identify you, and we'll document all this and move on. You're choosing the hard route.
First of all, who's filing charges?
Possibly us or Planet Fitness.
Yo, define this. I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't disagree that there are plenty of false allegations. This is why there are plenty of false allegations. This is why I say stand by your shit. This is why I said it. Okay? To prove that, you know what? You stand by your words. Don't back down. I've said this before. This is why I said this is how we change the culture. Don't have a woman that, you know what? Oh, 10 years ago, a man did this to me. So now I'm bringing this up. No. Don't fucking do like that. Right now, when a man does something bad to you, right? Whatever bad you may think, report it, record it. Record it and report it. Do not back down. This is the thing where a lot of women seem to not. This is why a lot of women can't get men on board, right? Because men don't understand. If something happens to you, you wait 10 years later to bring something up. Did it really matter to you, right? That's how some men view it. So this is why I'm a big promoter. If something happens, record it and report it. Those women that left, it's like, you're not helping your cause. You're not helping your case. Don't leave. Call the cops right then and there. Right? Right then and there. Then, you will have cameras. You will have, you will have people, right? Supporting your claim. But guess what? Imagine this case, right? Imagine this case that this man harassed these women. You had cameras, you had witnesses, but these women did not report it. So they left. Maybe 5, 10 years later, oh my God, this man, I'm gonna report him. But then you just waited fucking 10 years. The recordings are gone. The people who were there are gone. It's like, seriously, you're not helping your case. Now, I'm not saying that, you know what? I understand the emotional toll of certain things, but this is why I said stand by your convictions. I get it. I do not downplay how hard these very emotional situations are. But we need to promote women to have conviction. If you 100% believe a man did something terrible to you, stand by your convictions. Do not let terrible men off. Stand by your convictions. Right? That will only like, I think, inspire people to, stand by you as well. Like, oh wow, this woman didn't back down. She stuck by her position. It only helps. What hurts is that men can never understand. Oh, yes, it was a terrible situation, but she waited fucking 10 years to say something. It makes it seem like, was it true? Was it true? Because, to be honest, human beings have very terrible memories, right? We have very terrible memories. So really, it's like, it hurts your cause. But again, this is my privileged position. I'm not saying that, oh, I understand women's thing, but it's like, how women have been going about it has not been helpful, has not given women the solutions they are searching for.
Possibly. Nobody filed charges then.
Not yet.
Okay.
So that's what we're figuring
no
out.
Charges.
I have to speak to both parties.
So go speak to the other party then. Go find a charge then. Go speak to him first.
We're not going
to
find a charge.
No, go speak to him first.
No.
I know how this works.
No, you don't.
You're not going to good cop, bad cop me. Go speak to him.
There's no good cop, bad cop. Sir, you're going to get arrested.
Okay, that's fine.
You want to get arrested. So you're telling me you don't want to identify yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, the Emmett Till thing. Again, that's exactly the thing. Right? That is exactly the thing. Where men understand what it feels like to be falsely accused. Men see it, men see the result of it. Men also understand the results of what it means or sees it means to be, abused. So this is why men believe that, it has to be proven. It has to be proven. This is why I give the thought where please record it and report it. Prove it. You are disproving your stance when you do shit like this, where, okay, he harassed me, but you know what? I'm going to leave the scene, not report it, not do anything about it. It discredits women. Sad, but that's the thing. We have a society where you must be proven guilty, because we have so many people are innocent, yet they are still punished.
I'm saying I want you to find a charge first. And if everything's being recorded right now, which you said it is,
Yep.
I should be fine.
Yeah. This is not how this goes.
Don't tell me how it goes.
I am. This is my job. I'm telling you how it goes.
No.
So you can hang tight a second.
Okay, I'll hang tight. That's fine.
And I'm telling you, you have a minute. Because when I come back, you better give a name and address.
So what they were saying was that I guess he said he did this. He said he went up to, I guess, a female working out here, asked her if she was interested in having a threesome. Obviously, she felt harassed, and then he went up to another person and asked them the same question, and they felt uncomfortable. He admitted he said it, and then Mike tried to ask him like what his intent was, and he was like, "Why does that matter?"
When I came to ask him, to leave the ladies alone because they felt uncomfortable, he told me to get the out of his face. He didn't even want to talk to me. I didn't even get the chance to ask him a question.
Do you guys want to trespass from this place?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My manager's going to probably get him. He's probably going to focus on our membership. So
Yeah, we'll trespass.
But this is the thing. Trespass? This is what men see, right? If this man is a terrible man, those women should have stayed and pushed the issue. Those women should have stayed and pushed the issue. Trespassing does what? Now this shitty man will go out and do it again to other women. That doesn't help. Right? That doesn't help. This is something that a lot of women don't understand. The men that do shit like this, they don't do it once. They don't do it twice. They've done it multiple times. And this is what gives men a bad name. It's not majority of men that do bad things. No, it is usually a minority of men that do a lot of bad things. That is most of the cases where you have a man that let's abuse multiple women, right? You don't have like multiple men abuse multiple women. No. You have a very few select men that abuse multiple women. And this is why, as a man, right? As a man, how I see, we as men, we want to see solutions. We want to think of solutions, right? Not to cater and just think about women's feelings. No, because that doesn't solve anything. Okay, that doesn't solve anything. Catering or babying women's feelings. No. What solve it, right, is punishment, is action.
Did you drive here?
I walked.
Where are you going now?
The bathroom.
No, you can't.
Why can't I use
They
the
don't
bathroom?
use the facilities here. They want you to trespass. They don't want you.
Okay,
They
so
want you
then
to
I
leave.
should
So
leave then.
not yet.
They want me to leave, but I can't.
You're not leaving just yet.
Adding insult to injury, the officers learned that the male didn't even have a Planet Fitness membership all this while.
They can't find me in the system. You gave me the right name, right? John DePaulo. How do you spell the last name? I told you. This is spelled again. It's not coming out. Because they want you trespass. So we got to put you in the system. You're not allowed back here. If you come back here, you're locked up.
Okay, so can't we just take that if I come back here?
No. It's getting rectified right now. So we need a positive ID. If you're refusing, like I said, you're arrested for obstruction. Are you refusing?
I'm not doing anything.
All right, that's it. You're arrested. That's it. Don't tense
Stop
up.
resisting.
Bro,
Stop resisting.
explain to me how is this legal?
Stop tensing your arm. Stop.
Stop it.
You're gonna get a resisting charge if you don't resist
How
tense
am
your
I-
arm. Stop tensing
Stop
your
it.
arm.
You're pissing me off right now.
Sir, move your arm back now.
Can we just talk about this?
No. Now you're gonna resisting charge. Now put your arm back. You make this worse. Stop.
I got him.
You should get that. Stop.
That's it. Bring it to the ground.
See, shit like this, right? Macho man, muscle man, doesn't make you more of a man, right? That doesn't make you more of a man, being a macho man, being a tough man. Shit like this doesn't make you more of a man. So, like, stop it. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I mean, for me, it's like I see it. He gave the wrong idea, right? He gave the wrong information, and yeah, they probably put in trespass. This is why I said what would have helped is these women stayed and prosecuted. This women reported this man. That would have been better. The trespassing is what? It's like nothing. Trespassing is like fucking nothing.
Stop. What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, dude? Like, stop. That's control.
Now you're pissing me off.
No.
Stop with the
Off. Go down.
Now it's gotten to where, you know, he's definitely in the wrong now because he's resisting.
Stop. Stop.
No, you look like an
You're on.
Stop.
You guys good?
Stop.
I got him.
Here. Here we go. Get your arm back.
We're rolling.
There.
Look, if you don't cuff me, I'll walk into the car.
No.
Too late for that.
Dude, are you kidding?
Got him, Meg?
Yep, we're in.
You inside?
Yeah.
All right, bring this arm down. Bring it down.
We're in top of the finish. Can you guys go inside and back him?
All right. Here. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now I'm the.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, you're nice in a row.
Let's go. Get up. Go. Stand up.
Somebody get my AirPod?
Stand up. Let's go. We're playing this cat and mouse game. Up.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
I got my cuffs.
39, 117, we're seeing 141, 2258.
I was assaulted first. I'm the one that got cuffed.
We're good.
That's crazy.
Someone lock this.
Yeah, I got it.
Jack's pockets first. We put in there. All right. Grab the. Right here. There's an earring.
Yes, exactly. This is a thing where, like Wonder says, and they think it's the incels doing all the bad. No, this is the problem. We need to stop labeling men like that. It's not because you're an incel, women don't desire you, you're bad, or you're a musclehead, you're bad. No. It is how you act, right? It is how you present yourself. It is how you treat others, how you view others that makes you a bad person or not. That man, okay, wouldn't really be judged as an incel, right? That man, if you looked at him on the street, he wouldn't be judged as an incel. And yet, you see what type of man this is. Stop judging people purely based on their cover. I think we should have already learned that, okay? We should already learn, stop judging people purely based on their cover. That's why I said it's not how you look. It's not like your hobbies, right? Necessarily that makes you what type of man you are.
There's an earring that says 40 points on that. The gold thing, that came off.
punk boy was soon taken to the jail where he continued to refuse to provide pedigree information and refused fingerprinting.
Car keys.
Do you have anything in your pockets? Car keys? You can't go in my... Yo, what are you doing? Yes, we can. You're arrested.
Okay, so you can't just take my...
We're not taking it. Car keys?
Let's see what car it says.
Honda, which one is yours?
What does it matter? You're gonna tow it?
You don't have to tow the car. You refuse to tell me who you are, so I'm gonna run your car.
You gotta get some AC in the back.
What hand you want? Cuffed. Right or left? I'll give you the option.
Is it necessary?
Yes, it's necessary. Dude, you just fought 4 police officers.
I didn't go watch the video. I didn't fight nobody.
Okay.
The male was charged with obstruction, hindering apprehension, resisting arrest, criminal trespassing, disorderly conduct, and refusal to submit fingerprints.
He should have gotten like I don't know, harassment or whatever charges too. But again, those women didn't stand by their convictions, and makes it weak. It's just because this man is a meathead, you know. This man is like an idiot. That's why he got the charges that he got. But those women should have stayed by their convictions. Stand by their convictions. It's my opinion. And that's his right. I just found out that the jail can't intel you if you haven't been to court yet. I mean, again, we definitely have more rights than we think. Okay? So, you know, we do what you think is what's best for you. You do what you think is best for you. But how he acts is not necessarily. But this is the thing. I think this man will get off very like nothing. Okay, the trespassing, the resisting arrest. I don't think that's going to be much of a charge. So, you know, it is what it is. What do you guys think? Thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you for checking out the live. Please like and subscribe if you guys haven't. So we are going to move on to this video that I wanted to talk about. I want to react to some of the Jubilee videos, but those Jubilee videos, they will copyright strike you. Okay. So I can't. I'm trying to figure out if I should react to it live or pre-recorded. Jubilee will copyright strike you. I got a little while back. I did a live on one of their videos. Boom, they took my live down right away. So Jubilee sucks in that regard. So what I will have to do is that I will have to play just the audio, which is, I don't know. I mean, I tell me if you guys want to do that, right? I mean, not this one, but if you guys want, I mean, Jubilee videos are interesting and good to react to, but if I'm going to do a Jubilee video, particularly live, I'm going to have to do it without a video or just with a picture and the audio. I don't know if you guys would like that or not. So, particularly on a live. So I don't know. I mean, I do want to react to some Jubilee videos, but I don't know if I will react to it live or pre-recorded. That's the shady part, right? That's the shady part with like some of the Jubilee videos. It's annoying like that. So I don't know. Definitely annoyed by that. I tell you that for sure. But yeah, let's All right, I want to react to this video. This man is so far, right? This guy is his channel is Ask a Brother, right? Ask a Brother. He so far, right? The clips, the videos I've seen this man, I've found this man very logical, very sensible. very articulate, a very great speaker. Okay, very intellectual speaker, and I found a lot of his takes very sensible and logical. And he's a therapist, which I have my gripes about therapists. You know, I was recently debating a therapist, or going back and forth with a therapist, on social media. So therapists are very. I don't like therapists, but regardless, I definitely will talk about that. Right, I will make a video and talk about my whole thoughts on therapy or therapists. So, but I will give credit where credit is due. Yes, I'm pissed about the Jubilee thing. I'm definitely pissed at the Jubilee thing. But tell me, right? I do want to react to some Jubilee video. Would you guys be fine with just the audio? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not, especially particularly live. But no, I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, like I said, I want to check out this brother out. Right? He is a really amazing so far. Right? So far, the content I've seen of this man, a really decent, intelligent man. So let's check it out.
Reaction when you saw the show Adolescence, which is like based in self-consider.
I understand why it's extremely appealing. I understand why it's going viral. I understand why I believe it's the third most watched show on Netflix history after being out for such a short amount of time, which is crazy. But it's wildly off in most ways in which they try to categorize what's actually going on. I'm being honest with you. And the problem with it is several things. But the first is they clearly did not use an expert on incel culture. Any expert go on YouTube when you get the chance and type in incel experts review Adolescence and see all the data they have in comparison to how the show tried to cover it to a degree. And it was only 4 episodes, so there was only but so much, of course, that they could do. But I'm going to tell you one thing that I loved and I think they did get right. And it was very subtle, and I don't know if people actually picked it up enough. The first is when the 2 detectives were walking through the school.
Yeah.
And they're trying to engage with the students, and it's very clear, like they're just missing it. Students aren't saying anything. Nobody's really wanting to work with them. Like they're just getting all this resistance. They're not really getting anywhere in terms of their investigation. And the lead detective, after he talks with his son, and his son talks about the red pill, and he's asking his son, "Did you see the Matrix?" And his son's like, "What's the Matrix? Like, what are you talking?" Like, and they captured the confusion of people who aren't in it.
Yes.
Won't do this for a living, who aren't psychologists, who aren't psychiatrists, who aren't in mental health, who aren't in these spaces. Even people who are talking about it all the time. If you're not in it, you don't actually get it. When I talked about that mountaintop thing, you don't know what it's like to be considered invisible and useless to both men and women. You don't get it.
Oh, that was powerful. That was powerful. That is the issue that, and Wonder said it, right? He's actually understands the problems of average men. A lot of men feel invisible, feel useless to everyone. They view themselves, they view it as they are useless and invisible to the world. This is a thing where I honestly believe incel culture, incel men, they're not just depressed about women. These are men that typically have no male friends themselves. Okay? The only male friends they have are other male friends that don't have male friends, right? The only friends they have are just other men that have no friends themselves. And they are friends with these men online. So you don't get solid support or any kind of thing. So that line was beautiful. You ever notice how so many red pill creators advise all men to level up into the top 20% when that's statistically impossible? There always has to be, Exactly, right? You ever notice how so many red pill creators advise all men to level up into the top 20% of men when that's statistically impossible? There always has to be average, right? This is why I will stand on this. I will never, ever tell men, okay, to get to the top 20% of men. This is why I've always said this. I want men to push themselves to be the best version of themselves, okay? The best version of themselves. A man that you are happy with, a man that you are content with, all right? My happiness, the best version of myself isn't a man that's a millionaire, isn't a man that's like six pack, isn't a man that is like have dozens of women by my side, isn't a man that's, like alpha man, top, like, oh my God, I'm leading hundreds, thousands of men. No, that isn't the best version of myself. Because my goal isn't to be a top 20% of man. Right? This is why I'm not like out here, I'm trying to like learn how to like be a player, how to get 50 women. I'm not. That's not my goal. Right? My goal isn't to like somehow to become the player, the bad boy. That's not my goal. My goal isn't to be like highly desired by women. That isn't it. That doesn't necessarily bring me happiness. That doesn't necessarily make me proud of who I am. Being the best version of yourself is how you see yourself, how you see your life being happy, being content. Okay? Being the best version of yourself doesn't mean that, what you see on Instagram of men like having dozens of women, having Lamborghinis, having Ferraris, going jet setting, having billions, millions of dollars in the bank account. That isn't the thing. As an average guy, I want an average woman. And yes, and that's part of it, right? Being the best version of yourself can be an average guy, but a good average guy, a guy that you are proud of, a guy that, you want an average woman, right? You want an average woman as well. I promote being average is good. Being an average man is a good thing. This is the thing where I'm not looking to be a top 20% of man, top 20% man, so I can get the models, right? The 8s, the 9s out there. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what will make me happy, right? If I can reach to the top 20% of men where I can get my big booty chick, right? Or my Instagram model girl. No, no. I think we need to reevaluate red pill content. We do not need to promote men to be in the top 20%. We do need to promote men being the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself is that you are happy, you are content with your life, right? Desiring superficial things doesn't necessarily bring you happiness, right? We've seen this plenty of times before, right? The millionaires, the billionaires, they're not always happy. They're not always content with their life. So money doesn't necessarily bring you that level of happiness. But I would say this, stability, right? Being able to provide for the woman you love, which would equal money, is a good thing.
You don't know that feeling. I don't care if you're the most unattractive. If you saw the show, what was it? My 400, 500 pound life or something like that, with these people, where they got to get cranes and break down doors to move these people. Why all these women got men?
What? Great question. I've always
Because she still, as a woman by default, she's still going to have value with some man.
Wow.
But at a certain age.
She's still, but again, if the first 60 years of you living, you're seen as valuable to somebody, that matters. Versus in comparison, you can go your entire life and be considered a...
Exactly. Right? This is why I say to be the best version of yourself. Because if you're the best version of yourself, all you need is just to be valuable to one person. Just to that one person. That one person that you value and values you. That is it. I'll tell you this, right? I'm the type of man, I don't really want one night stands. I don't want meaningless sex. I don't need or want to have like, I mean, maybe you could call me gay, right? I'm not desiring having 100 women body count. I'm not desiring to have a high body count. I'm not desiring to every night a different woman. I'm not desiring that. I actually like a long-term stable relationship, right? I like to be with one woman I love and I know she loves me. Maybe I'm a simp, right? Maybe I'm a simp in that category, but I don't view that as being a simp. But, you know, we don't promote that enough in, you know, the men's content, right? You don't have to be, right? The players and bad boys. Because honestly, that being the players and bad boys, I think that comes from a world of trauma. I mean, that's just my opinion. Because it's a detriment to you where you need to desire different women every day, right? You need to desire different women every week. It's like you're never satisfied. I don't need 3, 4, 5 women, you know, hanging on to me, because honestly, one woman is enough headache, right? One woman is enough for me. One woman is more of a headache for me. So, you know, you don't need to go crazy. That's my opinion.
Genetic dead end.
That is actually so interesting.
Yeah.
So on the show, these are lead detectives whose job it is to learn, to question, think of things on multiple levels, and they had no idea that there's a subculture
Yeah.
of bullying and ostracization amongst not just boys doing this to each other, but on social media, other people who you may not even know also saying things about you, also targeting you. And it's not just the bullying and the tactics, it's also the shaming, it's also the rejection, it's also being seen as invisible. And it's a very, very, very hard.
Wonder, I love it. Exactly. Now, like you said, right? I never believed it when certain guys saying wanting multiple women at once is natural. I say this, men want to have sex. That is natural. Men want to have sex. Men don't want the headache of dealing with so many women, right? I think average men, this is a thing where average men want to get married. They just don't want the fear of being hurt. Men are human, right? Men have feelings, right? Men have feelings. Men are human. Men just don't want to be hurt. Men don't want divorce. Men don't want to go to this level of commitment of marrying a woman, because men want marriage. And then having her break your fucking heart. That's the thing. Men are very, in my honest opinion, average men. We're not talking, I've said this before, I don't gear my content to the top tier men, because I'm not a top tier man. I'm an average man with an opinion. That is it. I'm an average man with an opinion. So I gear my voice, my content to average men that agree or see my opinion. And I believe average men, we want relationships, right? We want to be with one woman that loves us and we love. That's what average men desire.
It's a very hard concept to try to describe to people who, for most of their life, or they have yet to experience what it means to be invisible since they were 14 years old.
Right. Yeah.
They don't know what that feeling is. And I thought the show did a really good job of the parents didn't see it.
Yeah.
The detectives didn't know it. But the second piece I thought they got really great was when they found out, oh snap, the kid's being targeted, the kid's being bullied. The victim apparently was a contributing member of this and she was leading the charge. And the things that she would say and the viciousness of how they were treating this boy, I'm not going to say what he did was justified. Spoiler alert for those who didn't watch the show. If you didn't, it's your fault by now.
Yeah, exactly.
But the callous response that the woman investigator had when he tried to bring it to her attention, like, I think there's more that's going on with this case. And she said, I just want the attention to be on the victim, on the girl. And what I would suggest is there were 2 victims. It's just that one guy.
Right.
One lost their life, and one lost their freedom potentially for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that
we never talk about this. We never talk about this, okay? And I always like to bring this up. 70% of one-way domestic violence, right? 70% of one-way domestic violence, i.e., one person abusing the other person and the other person not retaliating, or the other person who didn't do anything, right? Didn't do anything. One-way domestic violence is committed by women against men. Understand that, okay? 70% of one-way domestic violence is committed by women against men. Majority of domestic violence is usually both people are abusive to each other. The only thing is that when men are abusive, you see the results, right? So let's say they're both abusive to each other. A woman is hitting on a man. But guess what? That man hitting on that woman, which one do you think you will see? Which one you will think you'll see? So, yes, that man is being abused. She's also being abused. But her abuse is more visible, while his is not. So, in those regards, they're both victims. They're both the abusers. But like in his situation, yes, you only notice the one that is killed or the one that is a visible victim. We never care, okay, the abuse that men get. We don't care. We don't care if men get verbally abused, physically abused. We only care because we see the abuse that women receive, right? The visible abuse. So like his situation, like he just talked about, right? The incel boy, he's a victim too. But the woman that got killed, yes, she's a victim as well. But because she was killed, you could see the visible victimhood. That is what the world cares about. This is why the world will never care about the issues of men, because men have to take it silently.
small little snippet is an example of the larger pool of what's going on. Yes, he did something wrong. Yes, he's the murderer. Yes, he needs to be incarcerated. I agree with all of that, obviously. But the environment that created someone like that, we're so oblivious to the realities and perspectives of what young boys and men are going through. You don't get it that for many men, they don't see feminism. Doesn't matter if they don't have the great working definition of it, their experience of all these people who claim that identity. You don't actually care about equality. That's a woman advocacy movement, or at least was up until recent debates about who can or can't be a woman. But prior to this debate, it's always been, for many people, and particularly many men, it's more so a women advocacy program, which is totally fine. But
I've said this before. Feminism has never been about equality. It has never been about equality. In my honest opinion, the beginning of feminism was about, it was stupid. It was about, feminism was pushed. So again, rich men pushed feminism. Rich men created feminism. Why? Because rich men, the top tier wealthy men, wanted the workforce to expand. They wanted the workforce to expand and the wage to go down, right? The bigger the workforce, the less you have to pay. The bigger the workforce, the more bodies, right, you have to do shit with. So that was the beginning of feminism. But nowadays, feminism is about power. Women want power. They don't want equality.
You cannot say that you care about men and that you're advocating for equality. And I'm going to list these things off, and I wrote them down to make sure I don't forget it. You don't care about mandatory paternity tests. You don't care about paternity fraud. You don't care about male suicide rates. You don't care about equalizing hard, laborious jobs outside. You don't want to equalize that. You don't care about what happens to people that are falsely accused, which is almost always exclusively men. You don't actually care about the declining school performance, the rise in ADHD diagnosis, and the psychiatric medication that comes from it. You don't care about the lack of homeless shelters for men. You don't care about the weaponization of the family court, the equal custodial rights, reproductive say for men, reduction in child support and alimony, pathologizing of just men and masculinity in general, negative attitudes towards even men that want a nuclear family. You don't think or care about any of these things.
I love that. 100%. This is what I'm talking about. This mindset is why I started my channel. This mindset is why I started this channel. Nobody gives a shit about men's struggles, men's issues. Nobody cares. Not even other men. So I wanted to take a stand. I wanted to have a voice where I wanted to promote what I believe are the struggles of men. Because I've been there. So I don't want to stay quiet while I see my brothers struggling. I see my brothers suffering. I see my brothers unheard. No, I don't support that. And this is why I wanted to create my content. This is why I wanted to promote what I wanted to promote, because what I believe in. Men literally have less rights than women in 2025. Men have zero reproductive organs rights after sex occurs. And men have to deal with selective services. Yeah. You think this is a thing where I think it's funny that I also want to put the narrative that men are always labeled as the terrible. Men are all. I like to always talk about like how society labels men. That no one cares about that. No one cares. See, we care that, okay, don't stereotype black people. Black people are not a monolith. Yet it's fine for us to stereotype men. It's fine for us to label men a monolith. Right? It's fine for us to, group men together and say that men are terrible. Right? Like I said, I was arguing with this therapist saying that, whatever, 70% of violent perpetrators are men. So what? 70% of violent crimes, right, are committed by men, but majority of those violent crimes are against men. And even though majority of violent crimes are committed by men, it doesn't mean majority of men commit violent crimes. But no, people want to use that to label men as terrible, to label men as violent, label men as just disgusting creatures. We don't understand how society views men. That is part of men's issues, right? Being a man, like a boy, right? A boy, we are automatically viewed as disgusting, as trash, as dangerous, as violent, as just criminals. I literally see women, right? I literally see women saying, "Oh, I don't want a boy. If I have a boy, I want to abort it. If I had a boy, he needs to get a vasectomy." Right? It's like, seriously, the rhetoric against men is, it's like, it's extremely disgusting. The rhetoric against men, extremely disgusting.
And I'm not even saying it's just the feminists that don't care about it.
Nobody
I'm
cares.
saying
Yeah.
most people.
Exactly. Right? I mean, it's like, seriously. I think I look at statistics. You know, SV, right? SV. I think in a year there's about 400, right? 400,000, 3 or 400,000 of men that commit those crimes. Do you understand that there are millions upon millions of men? That's like nothing. So yes, men commit, you know, men do terrible things, but not majority of men. It's like, it's only men that, you know, you can use the select few to label the majority. I think that's disgusting.
Who don't do what I do, don't care about this at all.
Mm.
And you're creating, and we talked about this 80-20 rule. What's happening to the 80%? You don't care.
Not good.
And the beauty is if I just get the man I want, if I just get the partner I want, if I just I don't care about what's happening with men. Let's bring the attention back to women. That's what the detective did in that show.
Right.
And that is what society in Western cultures is unfortunately like. Most people only care about males or boys or men if they are their brother, their son, or their father, or their uncle, or their close friend. This society, in the quest to be fair to women, to improve their rights, allow the worst representatives to take it to its furthest extreme.
Right.
When we talk so much about misogyny,
Mm-hmm.
most women can't tell you what the term is for a strong distaste and hatred for men.
Mm-hmm.
What's the term? What's
Misandry.
the misandry?
Mm.
Being a misandrist.
Mm.
Most men's experiences that we keep labeling as incels, we keep labeling as misogynists. Their experiences in coworker situations, in the schools, dating, on dating apps, is that a lot of women are either misandrous or they're so reductionistic of men that if you don't have the money, you have no say and you need to shut up. And even if you do have the money, it's happy wife, happy life once I'm in your life.
Yeah.
I done told my wife, we joke around about it all the time. When we're amongst other couples and friends, she sarcastically say all the time, the one thing I appreciate about Jeff more than anything is he's the same exact person in home as he is in public.
I want to say that, okay? What he just said, this is my personal morality, okay? My personal principles. I hate two-faced men. I hate two-faced people, okay? Regardless of gender, but I'm just, you know, this is my example. This is my point. I hate two-faced men. So what I promote in myself, okay? I've said this to every woman I've dated. What you see now is what you will see on my deathbed. So it's either you like me for who I am or you fucking don't. Because I don't condone lying. Right? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not no player, right? I'm not no player and then, you know, I'm lying, I'm faking a good guy and then later on I'm cheating on you. No. It's either you like me for who I am now or you don't. Because who I am, who you see, is who you'll get. I fucking hate people wanting other people to change. Okay? I fucking hate two-faced people. I think it's disingenuous for you to show one person and then be another person. I think that's disgusting. So I'm a big supporter of men holding down their values, men having principles, men having morality. Be true to yourself. Stop it with a fake persona. I've said this before. I know my content is not going to get big because I'm not no Chad. I'm not charismatic. I'm not good with my words. I'm not funny. It is what it is. I'm who I am. So I'm not gonna. I can't change, right? I'm not gonna like wipe all this out and then like have like minimalistic, you know, background or shit like that, or like dress in a suit. Or that's not me. That's not me. And I'm not smooth with my words. I'm long-winded. It's like sometimes it takes me hard to land the plane. It's just who I am. Either you like me or you don't. If you don't, cool. But if you follow me, then it is who I am. That's who you. You're not gonna see down the road some video of me. Now I'm a misogynistic. I'm a I'm a pander. I'm a fake guy. No, what you see is what you get.
He doesn't change. So if I'm gonna say no, I'm gonna say no. If I'm gonna disagree, I'm gonna disagree. And men not going through the natural maturation process as teenagers, as early adults, because they literally don't have the opportunity to with women. We can't be shocked anymore that there's an environment that's festering of boys and young men who unfortunately have a strong distaste. And I would argue, not even for women in general, women in the Western cultures and countries.
Yeah.
This is why they're running to the other countries and cultures where men are at least still seen as valuable, relevant, important.
No, I think,
So,
I don't agree. Good point.
Yeah.
I think that like anything in the West, to redress any imbalance in anything, we've had to go to some crazy level to the other side and come to a middle thing. And why are we so surprised? Why do we have to have shows like Adolescence that, quite frankly, are pretty late in the game in terms of culture? We're very late in the game. And like you said, I talk to quite a lot of my friends, who are all parents. And they had no idea I knew about it because I'm doing this podcast and I see these comments all the time and I was very aware of it. I read a lot about it. I had no idea about it. I'm like, you have teenage children and young adult children. How do you not know? How are you that ill-informed? I agree with you. To me,
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but you want to know what's crazy? When you're in a market and environment where both parents got to work long hours and both parents are out of the home for extended periods of time and both parents have to figure out so much and you don't even have one parent that's like really super involved versus they both are kind of got 40-hour work schedules and one may have to do additional overtime and the cost of living is exploding. It's harder than ever before.
Oh yeah.
For parents, men and women, fathers and mothers, it's a lot harder now. We are living in an area in New Jersey where our property taxes per month is the cost of most people rent across the world.
Yeah, of course.
We're women, period. And you're thinking about, well, oh my gosh, this incel thing and all these men want to harm me and hurt me and do this or do that. A huge percentage of the boys and men that feel that way, there's a reason why they're leading the statistics of being 4 times more likely to take their own life.
Right.
They're actually far more of a danger to themselves.
Than to anybody else.
Even in a relationship. You take a woman who's in a relationship with a man and a relationship with a woman, her domestic violence rates are significantly higher with another woman than with a man.
Really?
DV rates are up. Divorce rates are up. When same-sex relationships between 2 women than her with a man.
I know. The highest divorce rate is lesbian couples.
Yeah, and so is the DV rate.
What's the
They should be having the most orgasms. That's unbelievable.
Domestic violence.
Yeah,
DV rate.
right.
Yeah. So again, the show is so popular, it's so big, probably 250,000 plus people are probably going to watch it. And now they're again adding to this narrative that the most unsafe you can be is dealing with and doing life with men or males. And what I'm arguing is a huge percentage of them end up taking their own life. A very, very small percentage of them, if they get successful enough, end up finding a suitable partner, or they're going abroad to find a woman who can meet their needs. So it's not to say that there's violence between men and women that doesn't exist. Of course it's a thing. All I'm suggesting is that the show, there may be ulterior motives for why the show is being pushed. And whenever politicians or celebrities or anybody who's not a normal person jumps in on a wave, always be wary of what's the thing that they're pushing and what's the policy that's going to come down as a result of this. Is this going to be a social media crackdown? Is this going to be a monitoring thing where people have to register their social ID numbers or something in order for them to even have access to a website or have access to the internet? I'm going to argue this. Prime time, it's perfect to push something like this in a political environment when Gen Z and some millennials between men and women are splitting further than they've ever been. And then you have a huge pool of women who are looking for explanations to justify why all these men are splintering off and voting differently than us, thinking differently than us, going their own way, not wanting to marry women. There's got to be some explanation for it. And it can't possibly be because of our decision-making, our hierarchy of what we're attracted to and not attracted to. It can't be us. It's got to be because they're all incels.
Right.
It's got to be because they just outright hate women. It can't possibly be because there's been an environment that's been telling them that we hate you. Can't possibly be that. It can't be society or culture or the colleges or liberal. It can't be any of those factors, or even how we treat the men who we think don't check off all our boxes. It can't be none of that. It's got to be because of this Netflix series. And now we need a policy to deal with that.
Yeah.
That That's the level of thinking that I want all of us to start to get better at when we watch anything on social media, anything on streaming services. Because I would argue much of the things that's impacting us and influencing the quote unquote gender war is not even coming from in here. It's coming from what we're seeing on screens and on these computers. When I walk around in everyday life, men and women still open the door for each other. A woman's in trouble, men are still going to rush to help her. A black man, a white man is hurt in some way. Whoever the race of the person is, they're still going to try to intervene and help them. I'm trying to lift a heavy box. My white neighbor going to come and lift it up. Somebody who's gay or trans, if they need help or support, it's still happening. Hate exists, I know that, but I'm telling you, the social media, the trends, what's going viral, isn't actually 100% a reflection of what's actually happening most of.
I love that. And this is the thing where I've said this before. I don't hate women, right? I don't hate women. I said this, I do reaction videos. I hold women I hold women accountable for their words and actions. I don't hold all women, right, accountable because, again, my sisters are incredibly smart. They're not your stereotypical, what you see online women. And it's like, I don't experience like women hating on men or men hating on women like that in real life. It's not. What I hold accountable is all this hate, all this rhetoric that a lot of women and men too, a lot of these women spew online. That's where I'm gearing towards, right? I never say, oh, treat women like shit because women hate you. No, but we have to hold these actions and words accountable that we push out online. So that's what I gear towards, right? All these women want to hate on men. Well, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm going to hold you accountable for the words you're spewing, because it is honestly tiring that we keep on pushing this narrative, okay? That men are whatever. It is tiring.
Our lives. You're actually not walking around and most men are spitting at you, calling you names, attacking. That's not happening in modernity, not in mass. The majority of a huge percentage of the men that's a threat, they're arrested, they got records.
No, absolutely. Like, I think obviously social media makes it look like
Magnifies.
everyone is out to get you, and that's why we're having so many problems.
So now adolescence, as true as it is about exposing something that a lot of people didn't know, what's the takeaway?
That this is not, of course.
100%. I say this all the time. I say this all the time because I hear so often, oh, women are the gatekeepers of sex. And you're like, they are when they're young. When they're young, but you start to, I think women sort of 30, 35, you start to sort of, it's not that you're not attractive, but you're not attractive to the same age as men, whereas men can look up or down or along. Whereas women, the older we get, we can only look up in age or down in age. I mean, I always say to my husband, if I, God forbid we wouldn't get divorced, if we got divorced, he could find anybody of any age. And it would be a younger woman. Absolutely be a younger woman.
He said he's a lawyer, right?
Yes, he's a lawyer. He can marry who he wants.
What are we talking about here?
Exactly. No issue.
There's be a lot.
Exactly.
There's be a lot. It don't matter how he look. It don't matter how he dress. When they hear lawyer and they hear widow, oh, he need food. He need.
Exactly. Oh no, it's true. Whereas I'd have to marry an 8-year-old
for sure.
And Michael would be like,
I'm also marrying an 80-year-old, by the way.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but
there you go.
But it changes. I mean, we could obviously go on forever talking to you. There's so much to talk about.
I know. I wanted to go back for 1 second.
Yeah.
Did you finish all of your thoughts on the cheating? Because we may have skipped a bit.
I definitely prepped for this part because I figured this question.
Let's go. It'll be our last little segment of the show because we've already gone over an hour, which I love. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
All right. So the main thing I'm going to say is I'm careful to avoid what's called a naturalist fallacy. And this is the false belief that because something is natural, it must be moral or good. So I just kind of put that out there as a qualifier with what I'm about to say. There's something called like a blank slate theory or socialization theory. And it's it's the debate about nature versus nurture. Most people who consider themselves feminists, they have a working presupposition or theory about human beings, men and women, and human sexuality. And their belief system is rooted in this. When you lean much more into nurture versus nature, anytime you see distinctions, differences, sociological reactions or responses for whatever reason between men or women, you're going to believe that you can socialize it out of them.
And
And
what do
that's
you mean by
what it means is if you don't believe that there's biological, evolutionary hardwiring that's built into us to be attracted to desire, to do and behave in certain ways, you're going to believe that the sex that isn't the sex that's not doing what you think they should be doing is because you can socialize them to now act like the other sex.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. The reason why that's important with this topic and all others is because there is a version of femininity that believes any distinction, even when it comes to sex, is something that just has to be completely 100% socialized and changed out of men. And that as long as men start to behave, communicate, think, and act like women, they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to sex, they'll insist that there is no innate.
This man is mad ass intelligent. I never thought it like that, but I agree. I've said this before. How the world is right now, after feminism, okay? After feminism, the creation, the start of feminism. Everything you see, particularly when it comes to socially, right? How the dating scene is, how men and women interaction, how men are, how women are, everything you see, it is thanks to the puppeteering. Now, whether subconsciously or consciously or purposely or not, it is the result of puppeteering by women. If you think that more men are gay than ever, which I think a lot of, I don't know why, but a lot of men are turning very, I don't know. It seems like more men than ever are gay, or more men than ever are weak-minded or whatever. I think that's the result of women. Women are trying whatever they can to change men. And we are seeing the results of women's actions, right? Of women's actions and words. How men are turning out. That is the result of women. How the dating market is turning, that is the result of women's puppeteering. Like I said, whether they purposely did it or not, it's still the puppeteering of women.
Psychological differences between men and women. They'll functionally believe that because they're psychologically the same, we should have the same expectations. This is the issue. There's physiological differences. And the physiological differences some are very minute, but then some are massive with huge implications. These are some of the differences that I noted. And obviously, naturally, we know that there's differences between men and women: grip strength, speed, upper body strength versus lower body strength. We know this. Like, generally speaking, there's physiological differences, but there's physiological differences when sex occurs and when they have orgasm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have a question once I list these off. And the question is this, actually: do men and women experience sex, and are the consequences they experience from said sex the same or different? These are the things that I noted that were different. Men tend to have higher sexual desire and are more accepting of casual, non-commitment based sex. Sex hormone amounts and patterns are different between male and females. The hypothalamus, which is the region of the brain involved in sexual activity, is both larger and more sensitive to testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Men tend to experience quicker and more intense sexual arousal and orgasms compared to women. Research shows that women's sexual desire has more variables and is influenced by factors like self-esteem, relationships, emotions, and how they feel about their bodies, the relationship, and overall emotional state. Social consequences of clear communication of their desires in the domains of sex, especially sexually. So think of it this way, because that one could be a little bit confusing. If men were bluntly or straightforwardly honest about how often they think about sex, about the different ways that they think about sex, about the different types of women that they want to experience in terms of thinking about sex, if they were honest about how they felt sexually, are they rewarded for their honesty?
No.
And then lastly,
That was quick.
reproduction evolutionary drives for men or women. You are the product of thousands, if not tens of thousands of years of one side of a person or one set group trying to survive and procreate and mate select in a certain way. And the other group, you're the product of a person people who kept sowing their seed.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is going to be like, well, wait a minute. If there's all of these evolutionary, biological, physiological differences, and men and women clearly don't even experience sex, let alone orgasms in the same way, I don't know. Actually, I do know.
I love this. It's like very intellectual, very smart. I mean, yes, the live is going. We are going long, but I wanted to watch this. So, if you guys want to see it, great. If you guys don't, I understand. It's going long. I think it's very interesting, right? This is part of me wanting to learn more, right? Understand more things. So I find it very interesting.
But I'm just saying it facetiously. I don't know that in the quest to be like men, that's actually been a net benefit to most women, especially after 40, 50 years of this experiment. That doesn't mean that men are justified to cheat. It seems to suggest that at least their biological hardwiring has designed them to better be able to be okay with doing it.
Right. I mean, I totally agree with that. Like, men are built to sex. And women
So
are
we're both built to have sex, but men are better built to do meaningless sex.
right.
Right.
So what came with the sexual revolution and liberation, we have to acknowledge, was the opening the door for loveless sex,
Well, men are built to populate the earth.
for commitment-less sex.
Mhm.
And men are biologically hardwired to be better built with doing that on a regular basis. And nothing feels like wrong for him to do it. He doesn't have to know your name. He doesn't have to know anything about you. He just has to find you attractive. There's so many more social cues. There's so many more cues that a woman, is it safe? Is if something happens, is he going to harm me in some way? There's so many other things that's innate in there. No one had to tell her these things. And so for me, it's less about whether it's right or wrong. And it's more about, in the quest to be progressive and modern and this and that, are we ignoring biological reality at the potential risk and demise of women? I would argue that the greatest victims of this experiment that we've been doing, loveless, commitmentless sex, recreationally, number 3 on the list is the men who can't get access to it. Number 2 on the list are women who are single and can't find a suitable partner, who are looking for long-term commitment and monogamy in a market where the men who get the options don't have to give that. Number 1 on the list is children. You don't even have to be a celebrity. You have guys that look like me, whose experiences with women will rival kings and monarchs from previous times, before they turn 30 or 35. That's the reality. You're in a market where things are not equal. They're never going to be equal. Our equality starts and stops with our value as human beings. I'm not equal to another man. So what made you think like there's men who do way better than me, make way more money than me, is way more respected, and men that don't? We're not equal. We only are equal as human beings. Nothing else about what we got going on makes us equal. So when you try to be equal to a man and you try to dictate what's going to happen in this market, I'm going to be honest with you. You got 2 choices. Part of the other reason for why some men will cheat is because they don't have the option to do so. What's the reward for the guy that no woman is checking for? You don't have the option. You don't even have the option to cheat. No woman checking for you. You're not that attractive. You got lucky with getting with some woman who wanted to settle down or settled for you. And part of the reason why you're so faithful is because it's fairly easy when you don't have women that's constantly trying to.
I've said this before. This man is speaking facts. I believe, if not all men, majority of men are only as faithful as their options. Now, I'm not saying all men. I mean, I wouldn't even think it's all men, but I think it's a lot of men. You are only as faithful as your options. Of course, there's some men that are more disciplined, more in control, but sometimes a lot of these men's discipline are not tested. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that I would cheat, but my discipline has never been tested. Who knows if Ana de Armas, right? She's gorgeous, right? The woman that's in the John Wick ballerina movie. She's my Hollywood crush. Who knows, right? I mean, like if I was in a relationship and she hit on me, my discipline would be test. But again, it just depends on how disciplined a man is and what type of woman is hitting on him or whatever, right? But yes, a lot of men are only as faithful as their options.
Poach you and steal you from your wife or girlfriend.
Sure. What about the men who are like actively, even if they aren't like, let's say, not man? What about those men who are actively looking to cheat? And cheating is hard nowadays because people consider cheating as porn. People consider cheating as
Mhm.
talking to someone else on social media. You know, there's a lot of layers of cheating nowadays.
Yeah. I would say this, and this is going to be funny because we my group, we talk about this stuff all the time. As a woman, part of the reason for why it wasn't ultimately just your decision in the past was for this very reason. Because if you had to make it, let's say 100% of men cheated. 100% of men are going to cheat, have the capacity to cheat. 100%. And this question is, are you going to give one man 10 chances? Or are you going to give 10 men one chance? The amount of women who will say that they would I'm done after the first time. Every time I don't tolerate it. I don't this, I don't that. What I'm suggesting is going to sound kind of controversial. You only have 3 options when it comes to mates with men. The man who probably doesn't have the option to cheat, and the man who does, and the man who has the option to cheat. You have to make a decision of whether or not you're going to stay. There's men that probably will never cheat on you. They won't have the opportunity to. Ain't no women going to try. That women go give him the time of day. He plays video games all day. He don't go nowhere. He don't do nothing. He doesn't check all 8 of the 10 boxes that women are looking for. Chances are, or if he's extremely religious and extremely disciplined, and if you don't want the guy that most other women don't want, or if you don't want the guy that's ultra conservative or ultra religious, you got to deal with the men that potentially have the option to cheat. And then you have to decide between that group, is this the type of man that I'm willing to give my name to, give children to, marry, and stay with, even if something like this happens? That's the choices.
Mhm.
The guy that you're probably 99% confident won't, and the guy that may or may not, and you got to decide if you're going to stay with you. What's the guy? It's going to sound horrible, but what's the man that you're willing to saddle and set yourself up with to where either he doesn't do it, if he does, you'll stay, or he does, but you'll never know or find out about it? Cheating in private.
That's the only option now.
Cheating in it's cheating with play. Cheating with play. Like the whole point I'm making is a stark reality is you're in a modern world where the pool of men that you're even interested and attracted to, you have a global market of competition of women who also think he's attractive.
No, I agree. Like, it is a very weird place that we're in right now because people have so much opportunity to cheat. And in my experience, dealing with a lot of men through all ages, most of them cheat. And so it is very interesting to me when I see a man who doesn't cheat or has no interest in cheating. And that was like my ex, who was seriously a very kind man. And he is, if I say so myself, he is one of the top guys. He's
He's
good looking,
very
has a
handsome,
great
yeah.
job. And he had no interest in cheating. But
That's
I
'cause he
think
had you.
well, I know, obviously, but I think he's abnormal. I don't think it had anything to do with me. I think it was his.
It usually doesn't. Because it still is his decision at the end of the day if he wants to do it, regardless of what you're going to do or not do. But you got to remember, he's still an ex.
Well, I
didn't.
but like,
No,
yeah,
what I'm saying is that didn't help him
right,
in the grand scheme of things.
right, you're right.
That didn't ensure that you would stay.
You're right.
And that's the thing that I don't think. What's the best way to say it?
Oh, just say it anyway. We can take it.
We'll see from our
What
audience,
if
but
I
yeah.
tell you, so many of the bad boys, so many of the cheaters, so many of the guys who constantly are running through women were at one time the dutiful good boy. A lot of them, you aren't born a bad boy. You see who gets the attention. You see who ignores you. You see what happens when you get a little taller, get a little more bass in your voice, grow a little bit of a beard, and the dynamics change. You see how they change towards you once they suspect or see that another woman is interested. You're seeing this stuff, and if a woman's
I'm loving what he says, right? I love him. He says, and these women's are not bad. They're letting him talk, so I love that. Amazing shit. I mean, like he's talking fact. But yeah, I don't want to take all your time for tonight. So let's end it here. All right. You guys should check it out. What is it? I mean, again, Jeff James, Ask a Brother podcast. Amazing, mad intellectual. I love how this guy talks. Amazing shit. Please check him out. All right. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish watching it, but I don't want to. This is like, it's another I don't know, 30 minutes or so. I don't want to take you more time. So, bro, thank you guys for coming tonight. Thank you guys for checking out the live. Thank you for the love and support. You guys are amazing, right? Wonder, you, my brother, thank you for stopping by. Alvi, my brother, thank you. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Define this. Love you, my brother. Love you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the love and support. All right. Please check out my other videos, guys. Yeah. Check out my other videos. Please comment on them because those help. Please like them. But yeah. See you guys later. All right. Later, guys.